This last week on Sunday, Southern Illinois, Southern Illinois, the state of Illinois, and I believe this nation, mourned with the family and friends of a friend of mine by the name of Tom McNamara. About 2 weeks ago, we lost this local hero who spent decades on the front line of law enforcement combating the drug trade. Tom began his career in Carbondale as just a local police officer with the department while he was in college. Over the years, he became an author, instructor, investigator, an expert witness, and an undercover agent. Even after retirement, he continued to serve the public as an advisor to local police departments who are still fighting the drug trade. I came to know Tom, the good friend that he is, on the 23rd of November, 1988. Mr. Speaker, you might ask, how in the world would you remember the day that you first met someone? Well, I can remember that day because it was the day after my youngest daughter was born. Tom then was the head of what was known as the MEG unit, Metropolitan Enforcement Group, a drug task force that had been assigned. And he had been an undercover agent for quite some time, and my sister actually was the secretary for that unit. So she had brought Tom over to see the new baby, and while my wife was out of the room and I was in the room by myself, Tom came in. And when he came in, he was introduced to me, and I told him how glad it was to finally meet him. But Tom is a very big man, and at the time he was an undercover agent, so his hair was grown out and his beard was grown out, and he was actually undercover in a motorcycle gang, and he was all dressed in black, which he commonly did, and actually always did. But when my wife returned to the room, he's leaning over the top of the bassinet there where our daughter lay, looking at the baby. My wife came in and had this startled look on her face because she didn't see myself and my sister in the room. And instantly, she kind of had that mother reaction to try to protect a child. And all of a sudden, my sister jumped up and she said, "It's okay. This is Tom McNamara. Tom McNamara is a police officer." My first words to Tom, who, as I said, became very good friends with me and very good friends with her, she said, "Well, I want to let you know that I would not run to you in an alley if I'm in trouble at night. You would not be the one I'd run to." He said, "Then that's good. I'm doing my job." Tom McNamara taught other police officers the dangers and concerns, and he served proudly as a police officer and as an undercover agent. But he also studied in great detail the harmfulness of certain drugs. When I was a state legislator, he came to me in 1997 and said, "Mike, I need to talk to you," and then Senator Luchtefeld. He said, "I need to explain to you about a drug that is so awful that if a mother and a father would use it, it would make them not have any concerns for the safety of their children because they're so focused on trying to get more of this drug, and they can actually make it in their kitchen. They can make it in their cars," and that was methamphetamines. And that was when we first started drafting laws in the state of Illinois under Tom's guidance to try to deal with the meth problem that still exists. Tom was also one of the first leaders that realized that they were the drugs like bath salts and all of these that are being used. I don't even know how many people Tom McNamara has saved over the years. We'll never know, I'm sure. But let me tell you, because of his ability and his willingness to work and always to stand in the back, not to be recognized, sometimes for his own safety, but, Mr. Speaker, he did it for the betterment of this nation, and that's why I stand to recognize him today. I thank his wife, Judy, his daughter, Rachel, his son-in-law, and their children for giving up this man to serve us and serve us so well for all the life he saves. And with that, Mr. Speaker, I yield.